What is this light? Do I have a... Sorry, everybody. 1 second. I forgot about lights as well in my genius of a rush. Lights. Let there be light. Here we go. Is that staying on? Yep. Good. Hey folks, so just whilst this is setting up and people arrive and get notified that I am officially live, I'm just going to put a quick Instagram post up. I'm going to give you all a few minutes to get settled in, and then it is time to talk exciting, wild things. Also, I'm really shocked at how dirty my lens thing is. 1 second. It's a bit intimate, this is. Is that better? Oh, look at that. Look. Nice. Right. Give me 2 seconds. Whilst you are just tuning in, what light is doing this? Isn't that one? There we go. Whilst you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from, how your day has been, how your weekend has been, what exciting stuff is on the horizon. Get some conversation going there on the side. For me, it's the right-hand side. And I will just get this quick Instagram story going, inviting people, and then we can chat. So just give me 2 seconds. Let's unplug that because it doesn't like it. Shooby-dooby. Nearly there then, folks. It's fun, isn't it? So there we go. Everyone's tuning in. Good. Happy days. Quick link. Where's my link? This is behind the scenes of what goes on. It's just technology. And I get a bit confused. Hang on a minute. Copy. Paste. Here. The Instagram story saying that I am live is shared. Boom. Done. Dun. I don't know what I'm doing. Cool. Since that is now done, I've just put something on Facebook as well. I know many of you guys have been counting down for this live session. So I just want to say welcome. I'm not going to lie. I'm on the motorway. I'm on my way home. I didn't expect to be here. I actually thought I was going to be at home and a little bit more organized. Well, actually, I wasn't disorganized. I just took some time off, which was wonderful. So fantastic to see so many of you guys there on the side, just tuning in. For those of you who didn't just hear my brief introduction, please just introduce yourself on the side, say your name, say where you're tuning in from. I've just asked folks to share how their weekend has been, but maybe you could share something that you're really grateful for at the moment. These live sessions are designed to be a really nice positive space for basically a bit of a catch up, a bit of chit chat. I haven't done one of these in ages. The last live session I did was a very spontaneous 10-minute thing on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, but it's really nice to be back here on YouTube. So welcome if you are new to Wild. Also welcome if you don't know my face. Welcome. Hopefully you can get used to my face. It's not that bad, is it really? It's a little bit sunburned. It's been so sunny here down in the south, which has been wonderful. Just had a fantastic weekend away doing some bushcraft with some lovely people. I'm just feeling so blessed and happy. Bobby is just up here in the bed. I'm in the van. And someone's just pulled up next to me and is having a little peer in the van. Hello. So the reason why I'm here, guys, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Well, I am going to beat around the bush because that tends to be what I do in these waffly live sessions. But the sole purpose, the initial sole purpose is to say I've officially gone and done it. I have launched a brand new limited edition t-shirt for Wild, and that is this t-shirt. This is a PLUM t-shirt. So it was chosen, the color was chosen by my Patreon community, which is my online platform for people that choose to support me monthly for my videos and content creation. It was a very close call between PLUM and Earthy Green, but this is what we voted for, they voted for, and they have just been collected by me a couple of days ago from the printer, and they are officially live on my store. Now, when I say limited edition, I am not even joking. You have to have a fair amount of money in the bank in order to buy loads of t-shirts and get them printed. And I've done the very best that I can. So I've got a very limited number of each size. So if you would like to order one of those to support my work, printed, all going to be posted by me in the next week, probably in a mad haze of woohoo t-shirts. You can order them on the side there. That's my store link I've just popped up. So I'm just going to chat if you're heading over to the store and just give you a real brief update. A real brief update on what I've been up to, and basically just say, hey, YouTube, I am back. I'm so excited to be back. As you can see, these introductions never come out in the order that I expect them to come out. When I'm like planning these, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be super orderly and kind of like my podcasts, which are like boom, boom, boom. And then I just see all of you guys on the side and I'm like, woohoo, people. And I have so much energy. But no, honestly, it has been a mad, mad season. If you do follow me on social media or you're subscribed to my newsletter, then you will know I have worked very hard this year and created a lot of content that is going to be hitting the screen. So for me, the hiking season tends to fully begin in April, because that's when it starts to get a bit lighter. The clocks have changed in March, and I start to get out and film stuff. Like, I do things throughout the winter. I'm always active. Training is a massive part of my life, managing my mental health, but also my job. So every single day I'm training, I'm moving and doing the best that I can to stay fit and sharp and peak and ready for the spring season. So it's not like I hit April and I'm just like, right, I need to get fit. It's kind of like, I'm already fit, I'm already in shape. Now it's time to put that into action. So in April, I headed up to do my first long distance hike of the season, which logically was a nice introduction trail. If you haven't heard of it, I really recommend it. It is called the Afric Kintail Way. It is 3 days of hiking, or it took me 3 days of hiking. So 2 nights of wild camping. No, it was 1 night of wild camping. 1 night of wild camping and 1 night in a campsite. It's Glen, so therefore it's Scotland. Fantastic route. There was still snow on the peaks. You go through Glen Affric, and if you haven't been to Glen Affric, it is spectacular. Just the lake, the Affric Lodge, the mountains all around. It's one of the largest stretches of ancient Caledonian forest left in the country. Phenomenally beautiful, and particularly in April, the light is fantastic. So definitely give that a Google. And I have to say, if you are new to hiking or you're looking to get into hiking, I think it's a really, really nice trail to take on. Logistics can feel a little bit difficult. I strongly recommend driving to the start point, doing your linear walk, and then calling the taxi company to take you back, because it really wasn't very expensive given the remoteness of the location where you end. But that was absolutely wonderful. And then very swiftly, I got back to the beginning. After the taxi, that's what it is. You'll see that in the video. Picked up my van and I drove onto the Isle of Skye, and then I did the Skye Trail. So the Skye Trail is an official, unofficial trail. And I love how this just works in the UK. It's like, oh yeah, it's a designated trail, but it's not really there. So there's no signing. There's guidebooks. I use the Cicerone guidebook for this trail. And of course the Hiker app on my phone to navigate. But oh my gosh, was I blessed with the weather. I had 1 week of pure, solid sunshine. Yes, my friends, I achieved the impossible. I got sunburned on the Isle of Skye. The weather was fantastic. It was, again, another mind-blowing experience, and actually quite healing and cathartic after my wrestle with the Outer Hebrides 6 months before, or 8 months, or whatever it was, when I did the Hebridean Way. If you have not watched that video, buckle in, folks. It was a ride. Yeah, survived that one. So the Isle of Skye, I fell in love with. Beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful culture. Strangely enough, it was the only part of the UK I've been to that reminded me of Iceland, because of the massive basalt cliffs you've got with their octagonal shaped stone formations. And you've got the ridge that you go across, and the coastline, and the glistening blue waters, and the seals, and it was an adventure, and it's so amazing. And I really can't wait to share that video with you, obviously. So following that, I stayed in the UK just a little bit longer. Totnes Ridge, thank you, Paul. I always think Totnes, and then it reminds me of Tottenham, and then I'm like, it's not Tottenham because that's a city or somewhere. Where's Tottenham? And then I'm like, no, it's not Tottenham. So that's why I was like, it's a ridge. I know this much. No, so then I dropped down to Snowdonia, actually, which is somewhere that I'm not particularly familiar with. I know Snowdon very, very well. I've done Snowdon actually in wellies in the snow with my wee Westie dog and my family, so I really do know Snowdon. But I don't know Snowdonia particularly well. So the Snowdonia Way is a circular route, and is it a circular route? It is. Yeah, and it starts at Bangor, and it was it wasn't easy. I'm not going to lie. And really, this is where sort of the bumpiness of the year's season began. And I think it was because I was already getting a bit burnt out. I was already quite daunted by the season ahead. And I think what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to this content creation, like, you watch the introduction piece to the videos that I put out, the big videos, you know, where I'm like, I'm on a mission here, like to help people, to use nature as a metaphor for life's journeys, overcoming obstacles, for unlocking the potential that lies within us, that the things that we faced have crushed and suffocated out of us, for us to go through hardships and come out stronger, to know that there is so much more life on the other side of fear. You know, I am just a vessel, I'm just a messenger, and I try and allow these trails and nature to touch you through these films and empower you and inspire you and equip you through these films to go out and have your own adventures and expeditions, no matter how big or small they are. It really doesn't matter. And Snowdonia was, to be honest, one of the films where it was like, this is not going to be easy. I didn't feel like I wanted to be in front of the camera. I was just feeling really vulnerable in myself, like my injury, spinal fascial thing was playing up a lot. And it was a push. Like, I had to really motivate myself, and I'm interested to know how. Yes, it's a Highland Coup. Like, just to answer your comment, I'm not reading the comments, but I just saw that one. Someone said they're distracted. My neighbor gave me this. It is my duvet cover, and it's Highland Coups. Coups for life, bro. Right, back to the conversation. Apologies. I'm going to read through the comments when I get to a good point. Right now, I just have to almost block them off because I lose my flow. Not that I have a flow, but you know. So I've lost my flow. What was my flow? Oh, Snowdonia. So as you'll see in the video, I had quite a drama. I was persevering with the filming, and you know, when I'm going out on these shoots, again, like I'm on an expedition and I'm on a project, so it is work. You know, I'm always remembering that last shot that I've taken. I'm remembering, I'm scripting in my head how that's going to flow into the next shot that I'm creating. What is the dialogue and the story and the message? What's the theme? And what's the point in this? Like, it's not just me going for a hike and being like, oh, this is a nice flower. It's like, what is that flower? I don't know that flower. Oh, wow, that's milkwort. Oh, what does wort mean at the end of a flower name? Quite often it's because it's had some medicinal use, or it was used in churning butter, or whatever it is. Like, it's fascinating. And I try and learn with you and remind you that it's okay to be a beginner, and we're all students of the wild and of nature. And that's one thing that's been really reinforced by a very prominent person in the industry this weekend for me that I've had some time to interact with. But that being said, it was really, really hard. And then I had a big problem with my camera. Maybe the wind blew it over and it fell off my tripod and smashed. What? Who said that? And I was in the middle of nowhere, and I had to knock on this barn door, and this wonderful lady, I think her name was Laura, we put my camera in a vise and managed to get the polarizer off. And then I was like, well, great, now I have to continue hiking. And that human interaction and that human kindness just like actually reinvigorated something inside of me, and my passion and my fire again. And off I trotted for the next 3 days, or however many it was. And it was just fantastic trip, and a wonderful time of year to experience Snowdonia as well. So that brings us up to May. Then, my friends, it was June, and it was my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. I feel like I'm doing weird things with my arms because I'm trying not to knock this stuff. Like, funny elbows. They're not a very nice thing to hit, are they, people? So I turned 27 this year, officially. I know. How did that happen? Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, 27. It's actually a really cool number, although I still feel... Actually, here's a really great question for you guys. On the side, how old are you? If that's not too personal. Sorry, we're all friends here. How old do you feel? I'm really interested to know if you... Tony, shush. If you feel the age that you actually are. I would say I feel 25. When I hit 25, I was like, oh, man, I finally hit the sweet spot. And now somehow I'm looking back on that like they were the wonder years. Here I am as a 27-year-old. No, honestly, it feels amazing to be 27, and it feels like also it's brought with it a sense of desire to really take even more agency over my life. Like, I'm moving closer to 30. I'm not saying that in a dramatic way. I'm saying that in a whoa, like I can look forwards, I can look back, like I'm in this really cool place of perspective where I feel like I'm humbled by the journey that I've had, and I'm also humbled by the future, and I'm aware of the fact that I will get out of it what I put into it. And that just feels amazing. It feels really invigorating and exciting. So turning 27 was fantastic. I turned 27 in the south of Italy with my lovely partner, Anna, who you've probably seen in some videos. And that was super cool. I went scuba diving, and that's where I'm going to take a slight tangent down a tangent. That's where that was going. So this year, alongside all of these shoots, I've been really trying to work out what I can do for myself, because obviously I love going out and exploring new places. Traveling and venturing, or whatever you want to call it, is an integral part of who I am. But it is work. So long as I have a camera in my hand, I am not fully present, because I am creating, I'm crafting, I'm working. And so I was trying to think, what can I do for myself locally that can challenge me and still tick off a lot of these feelings and experiences that I get when I'm on the trail or traveling. And so I've decided to jump back into scuba diving. So last year I did it's not called a recharge, what's it called? A refresher course down in the south of Italy, just to get myself back underwater. And that was for my 26th birthday. And then this year, back in March, I joined my local scuba diving club, which you've probably seen again on my social media pages. And I did my advanced open water, so that's a PADI qualification, PADI, so it's all recreational, alongside some speciality courses. So I did my dry suit, which is super helpful here in the wee chilly waters of the UK. I did my rec dive. I have since also done, what did I just do? Navigational, and we did another one. Sorry, club. I forgot what the other one was. Oops. I'm a good learner. And I did another one. But it's amazing, because getting underwater it is magical. Now I've only done one ocean dive since I've done my advanced, and that was a few weeks ago. You possibly saw the YouTube video on the Isle of Lundy. We went out there and did my first ocean dive for many years, for 10 years actually, other than the little one I did on my birthday in Italy. And we went diving with seals, and it was amazing in every possible sense of the word. Seals are so cute. Like, let's not beat around the bush and be like, oh yeah, they're fantastic, intelligent animal. Like, they're cute. Let's just get to the point. Seals are cute. So anyway, diving with seals, I've done some qualifications. I'm trying to keep it up with the odd recreational dive in between, coming and going between these shoots. And it's just this stream. No, it's not. It's like pinpricks of extra excitement in between all of this creative time. So I just wanted to share that with you, because if you've followed my journey for any number of years, you'll know that I'm actually wonderfully scared of water. And there's a film that's not on my channel, but it's called, what's it called? Feel the Fear? Face the Fear? I don't know, something like that. It's on the British Mountaineering Council YouTube channel, and it won some awards, and that's basically where I documented me getting back into the water. So I started diving in 2013 and then promptly stopped, and now I'm returning to it some 10 years later. And in 2020 was when I actually first got back into the water, with a bit of snorkeling and ankle paddling, and thus it continued. So anyway, there's a journey to this, and the reason why I'm sharing this with you is, again, everything in my life, literally everything in my life, has to have a purpose. It has to have a deeper meaning, because otherwise, it's just, quite frankly, I don't bother. Like, there's too much to do every day, and if I can't learn something or grow something or give something or have some kind of act of service, then I'm just like, nah. So yeah, that's that. So the diving, and you will be seeing more underwater videos on my channel, because I am finding it a really refreshing way of approaching the UK. Like, I am so privileged. Thank you, Rise Above the Fear. Paul, I need to hire you, mate. Yeah, I've seen so much of the UK on the land, so much of the country, like more than many people will ever be able to. And I'm humbled, I'm blessed, and I love it. It's a wonderful country, so diverse in terms of the different environments, landscapes, wildlife, yada yada. But also have a deep yearning for bigger, further, vaster, wilder, more remote, more challenging places. And it's so nice to now just feel like, actually, I'm not interested in diving in Egypt or here or there. Like, yeah, cool, it's going to be great, but like, how amazing would it be to say, like, oh yeah, I've dived at the northernmost point of the UK and I've seen the marine life and the precious ecosystems, from the seagrass to the seahorses to I'm still learning whatever else there is out there. So that's the water journey. Now let's come back to June. So that's my birthday. I was quite excited about all of that. Big shout out to Anna's mum for buying me that little scuba diving thing for my birthday. That was wonderful in Italy. And then from Italy, I went up to Venice. And then from Venice, I caught the bus train, something or other, to Tarbet, which is where, drumroll please, the next trail began. It was the Alta Via 1. I just found this pen. Now I'm holding it. The Alta Via 1 is the High Route 1. It's through the Italian Dolomites, the Dolomiti. Bellissimo. It is bellissimo. It's beautiful. So it took me 8 days. And this is a hike that you can't camp. Like, there's people that try to camp it. And can I just say, all right, slight rant. I get very frustrated by people who put irresponsible stuff on YouTube. Of course, go and wild camp in extreme, fragile, endangered alpine meadows. Crack on, because you want to be all machoistic. Like, why? There are mountain huts and it costs a little bit more, but that's also supporting the economy and the system and the heritage and the culture and the mountains and the wildlife and everything. And the Dolomites also, side note, are limestone. So there actually isn't too much water on the surface. It's all underground. So practically speaking, it's really difficult to wild camp. I was looking as I went. But the Alta Via 1, it took me 8 days. I stayed in mountain huts, the refugios, met some fantastic people, which I'm still just smiling about those conversations. Felt very liberated on some of my very personal journeys, of which I've been going through this year. I can't wait to edit this film. Like, bleh. The beauty is unfathomable, indescribable. And if you haven't been to the Dolomites, and if you haven't already made a list based upon this video, it's time to start making a list and put the Dolomites on there, preferably first. If you're in the UK, maybe stay in the UK first, but who am I to tell you what to do? I don't know. It was amazing. It was my first time being there, and I loved it. I really, really, really loved the Dolomites. So I'm just wistfully wandering away in my mind in the alpine meadows. Let's move on to the next thing. I had a brief spell at home. No, I didn't. I didn't even go home, did I? Oh my gosh, this was a long stint away. No, I didn't go home. Stay back in Europe, people. Back to Italy. I went across to France via train and bus. And thanks for Tony for helping me get there, because I freaked out about how to get there. Tony on the comments there, he's a good mate of mine. And I called him at the airport, like, Tony, I don't know what to do. And he helped me make a quick snap decision, which turned out to be really great. So I got to Chamonix in France, in the mountains of France. And that is where the oat route begins. So oat is not O-A-T, like the milk that us vegans drink. No, it's oat, as in H-A-U-T-E, oat. Why does France have so many silent letters? I don't know, but it's good for them. So I walked the oat route from Chamonix to Zermatt, except I didn't, because quite frankly, this is where I officially hit the wall, man. Like, I got 3 days in, and it was like, this is not so good. Like, it wasn't even physically that I was losing my capabilities. Like, my body was tired. I'd done many miles already this season, shot many films, lots of scripts, lots to do. But it was my mental capacity. My mental capacity to do, 14 days on the trail and create a story, and on very high, challenging terrain, was like, yeah, no, I'm running out of steam for this. So I actually pulled the plug. 4 days in, I'd actually met Anna. She just finished doing some of her own stuff, and she came across to see me for the day. So I took a day out. I took the offer of a lift to the next stage. It was a nice, short, low-level stage. I was like, fine. It really wasn't like that. It was like, please. And then the next day I started. I started the next day, and I got to a certain point where essentially it was, if I carried on, it was, well, carry on, or this is the point of turning around and tuning in. And it was the first time I've ever made the decision to pull the plug on a trail, mid-trail, certainly a long one. And it was an extraordinarily difficult decision, especially the fact that it's going to go on the internet. But my gosh, did I learn so much from that. again, like, there's no, for me, there's no such thing as failure. But there is such a thing as success. And, you know, we have our ultimate mission, or I had my ultimate mission, which was to hike and film the oat route. But then I was like, actually, that isn't the ultimate mission. The ultimate mission, the ultimate marker of success is staying safe and well. And I wasn't going to achieve that by pushing on. I still have a film. I don't know what I'm going to edit it like, but I have a story. And I think it's really important to share that failure, to just be out there, that, you know, sometimes things don't go to plan. Sometimes we have to honor our minds and our bodies and say no. And that's a success if we're honoring ourselves ultimately. And again, thanks to some very dear loved ones in my life for helping me make that decision, sobbing down the phone. My dad there on the side as well, he was just like the hero. And I have no regrets. But in hindsight, as you'll see in the video, I do think part of what was mentally knocking me was what lay on the horizon. And it was no small thing. It was only Mont Blanc, wasn't it? What? So Mont Blanc is the highest mountain in Western Africa at 4,810 meters high. Did I get that right? I don't know if I got that right. That sounded knowledgeable, so believe me. So I was teamed up with a wonderful, wonderful company called Adventure Base. Massive shout out to them, because they're a really small team of lovely people who like doing what we do, and basically want to help other people do that. And they put me on one of their groups to climb Grand Paradiso, which is 4,061 meters above sea level, the highest mountain in Italy. And then Mont Blanc itself, which is the highest mountain in Western Europe. So it sits on France, Italian, and I think Swiss border as well. I'm just going to grab some water. Sorry, it's weirdly warm in here right now. So pause. Did I say Africa? I said Africa. What the frick? It's not Kilimanjaro. Highest mountain in Western Africa. What am I on about? Thanks for the fact correction. I think I need a co-host to be like, what are you on about? Okay, so I was talking about the highest mountain in Europe, which is Mont Blanc. And yeah, so at this time, I'd been home for a couple of weeks, I think, since the oat route. Anna and I had taken a very short break, like 3 days, just on the north of the Netherlands coast. Actually, it's the south of the Netherlands. Netherlands is a strange shaped country, but I was on the coast of the Netherlands, on the south part of the Netherlands. It was just really refreshing. Not long enough, but it was really nice. I'm running out of power here. And yeah, so that was super great. And then I got back and I just did everything I could to just rest whilst also training and getting fit. And then went out to do Grand Paradiso. And long story short, it transpires that a lot of my lethargy from this year comes from the fact that I'm severely anemic. So I was having a few blood tests. If I'm really honest, I think my doctors have been rubbish about it. But I can't say they've been good about anything so far. And I was on some tablets. Got the tablets, didn't I, for this, massive expedition. Continued to feel very rubbish. Goodness me. There's too many things on the side that are fact correcting me. Western Europe. Anyway, and yeah, so going up, we did Grand Paradiso. So I'm not going to go into too much more detail with this because I'm losing my train of thought here, and I want to give you guys some time on the side. Can I also just say, whilst I'm finishing up this season, if you have any questions you would like to ask about the hiking season, please can you put them in capitals on the side. If you've already asked a question, ask again in capitals. I will read through those when I get to the question part. I'd love to give you all some space and time to ask what you want to ask. There's no stupid question, as always. So, yes, we did Grand Paradiso. Success, jolly hard work, as English would say. By the way, who actually says that? I don't know. Blimey. And then Mont Blanc itself, to be a complete spoiler alert, didn't actually make it to the summit. There was very extreme winds. Very challenging conditions that we were operating in. So we got to our personal summit, which for me is, again, mission complete. That was as high as we could safely go on that day, which was about 4,454 meters. Who's counting? Yeah, it was fantastic. A very harrowing experience on the way down, which you'll see in the video. Long story short, somebody died just 10-15 minutes after we passed through the Grand Couloir. They were hit by a rock and fell 300 meters, and we watched the whole rescue, and that still plays on my mind, and I'm still processing it. And obviously we know that it's part of the risk that we take, but having just locked eyes and said good morning to that person, and they were just like me, except they weren't roped in, and there's, you know, various controversial things to the story, but it's a person who had dreams and visions and hopes and family and a life, and it's sad no matter how you think of it. And that's a memory that will forever stay etched in my mind, and you'll probably hear me talk about more in another various form of storytelling. What is going on with my light bulbs? Hang on a minute, James, I think it's your light bulb. It's running out of power. Anyway, so that happens. And basically, I got back home, and the next drama transpired. My final trail for the season was the Kungsleden. So the Kungsleden is 460 kilometers through the north of Sweden, most of which is through the Arctic Circle. And it's a trail I've dreamed of doing ever since I've started hiking. It takes 3 weeks. You can do it faster, you can do it slower. And I was pretty much set to go. And then the stomach virus hit, and they closed some of the mountain huts, and people were evacuated. And you know how the news is. You never really know what's true, what's false, what can you do, what can't you do. I was going to arrive on the day that they were planning on opening up things. Were they going to actually opening up things? I don't know. It was a risk. And literally until the day that I flew out of the country, I wasn't even sure if I was going. So Anna had to fly from a different airport in London. So she dropped me at the airport, and the whole way I was like, am I doing this? And then I was like, I guess I'm doing this. So I booked some accommodation and yada, yada, yada. And yeah, that was that. So I got to Sweden. The next drama transpired. I don't know if anyone's tuning in here who I've met on the journey. But Sweden had experienced a lot of flooding due to heavy rain, and the trains were delayed, so my plan then fell through. The trains I booked, I couldn't get on them, so I had to get another train, and then it was delayed, and then we were on this night train and had the best train journey of my life. I made some amazing friends, met some lovely people, laughed and laughed and laughed for like 12, 14, 16 hours, however long it was. I think it's supposed to be a 24-hour train journey. Turns out we got dropped off in Boden, then kind of forgotten about because no one even knew what was going on. And yeah, then finally I got to Abbie, which is where the trail starts, and then everything was all on point. No, Rachel, I can see you're leaving. So yeah, it was bonkers. And then the trail experience was 50% for work and 50% for me. It's the first trail I've really done for personal reasons. I took with me a different camera. I've looked through some of the footage. It's not as peak as I'd like it to be, but I wasn't there just for that, and I really worked through some hard stuff there. Very personal things, professional things, and I feel like I came back in a really, really good place. It was life-changing, and I'm still drawing strength from that trip. Like, I wouldn't say things have been easy since I've got back. They've certainly been manic, at least in my head, if nowhere else. And oh my gosh, like, when can I move to Sweden? Thanks. No, it was beautiful. Like, I can't wait to share that film with you either. So many things. So essentially that brings me to the end of the season. And then I got back literally 1 month ago today. No, not even 1 month ago tomorrow. And it's just been go, go, go. So I ran my first ever bushcraft weekend in partnership with Devon and Cornwall Bushcraft down here in the southwest. I am in the southwest now. That's how far I've got on the motorway. Probably should watch my parking time, actually. And that was a complete success. There's going to be a lot more bushcraft events going on within Wild, because personally I believe that adventure, it doesn't mean you have to go and climb the highest mountain and do the furthest thing. That's just what I'm doing to challenge myself. For everybody, I saw somebody just mention disabilities there, but you know, not all visibilities are visible, whether it's mental health or chronic pain or something else entirely, whether it's our own minds blocking us. You know, we are our own worst enemies sometimes, and you've got to start small. And you know, Mont Blanc and the Kungsleden in particular were achieved via the accumulation of the entire journey that I've been on since I started making films when I was 13 years old. It's over half my life now. My gosh, these numbers. You know, and I wouldn't have had the experience I had if I just went and did them at a younger age. And that's what's amazing. And that's why I'm trying to encourage people, you know, start small. You can set yourself a goal. That's amazing. But set smaller goals to get there. Set yourself up on a path of success. And remember, what is success? Success is your ultimate goal and mission, which is stay safe and well. So yeah, bushcraft was a really nice hands-on thing. It poured down the entire weekend. One of the participants was sat in the camp chair with this flood going on underneath her, but everyone was in good spirits. It was an amazing trip, and there's going to be a lot more of those, as I say, in the future. I am finding it quite difficult to host walks at the moment because I'm pretty much full-time caring for little Bobby, my dog, who you might have seen, who's sound asleep right now, so I'm not going to disturb him. He's 15. His trachea is collapsing, so he has a constant honking cough. He's pretty much fully lost his eyesight. He keeps bonking into things. His hearing is almost gone, but the love is real. And I was just talking on the phone earlier. You know, it is difficult. Like, he's waking me up multiple times in the night. He's incontinent now. So to answer your question, Karen, this is how Bobby is. But he's actually doing really, really well, despite all of these things. He's an old lad, and this is my chance to love and care for him. I have a lot of projects to do at home on my computer, training, whatever. And so I'm just doing my best to show that love and support and care and not have the parental frustration of, please stop coughing. Can't think. So yeah, and then just having had a weekend away with him and some friends was, oh God, I just feel so blessed. It was really, really great. Just not memories. So that's how Bobby is, and that's where the events are. So I'm hoping to run some walks soon, but basically I need somebody to look after Bobby so that I can do the events, because he needs looking after, basically. So stay tuned for more. My plan is to get my events diary updated. I'm hoping to do something for Christmas, so at the beginning of December, even if it's just a gathering, so that if I have Bobby, it's not a problem. I can still host that. So yeah, that's where the event side of things is up to. My little list. What else have I got? Shooby-dooby-dooby. So obviously now that I'm back, I am also engaging a lot more with my Patreon community, which is that online platform in which people support me. So if you do have £3 spare every month that you can offer towards the creation of these long time labor intensive films, then I would be super, super grateful. This is not a push. This is completely optional. But I've just started uploading all of my audio diaries, which I record live and on the trail. So they're much more intimate, in-depth invitation to join me on the trail, where basically I share my ramblings and musings from every day when I'm hiking. I'm also going to be starting the gatherings again, which we do online within the community, sending off all the postcards that I've bought and yada, yada, yada. There's lots of things to do for that, which is super exciting. And then the other sort of things interactive wise is I'm looking to do some sort of virtual events over winter to help people keep getting out, or help you guys keep getting out where it's darker and miserable, because that's, again, it's all made up in our minds. Like, so long as we have the right kit, then it's just excuses. And we're going to feel a lot better for getting out. So I'm looking at, I'm not actually going to share some of those. I've got a few ideas that shouldn't, involve too much extra time on my part, but are just a nice way for us all to come together and put a bit of effort into supporting ourselves on our adventure lifestyles, or in our adventure lifestyles. So last few things I just want to share is, so obviously YouTube, I'm back. That means I'm uploading every other week on a Monday, 5:30 p.m. in the evening. Everything is scheduled as automatic. If I miss one, soz. But that's the plan. And actually, having just said that, oh no, I changed my upload schedule. Never mind. So this Monday, tomorrow, is a partnership videos with Bernardo's, which is a children's charity here in the UK. So they basically just asked me to come and have a chat with them, with some of their crew, and share why getting outside is important and how it can help us. So it's a very different style of film on my channel. I strongly recommend you snuggling up with a blanket and a cup of tea and watching it. It's very laid back and it's quite nice, actually. They've done really well. So I literally just presented that and they have edited it. And I'm really excited to share that with you. And then following that, I am back to the documentary films, and I'm on to my last film from 2023, which is the Bornholm Coastal Path. So you'll be seeing some announcements on my social media platforms in the next couple of days. So Bornholm is an island that one of my best mates ever lives on, and it's owned by Denmark, south of Sweden. Tiny little thing. You can walk around it in 4 days. That's what I did. It's basically paradise. Why do people go to, I don't know, Spain? Like, Spain's great, love Spain, but Bornholm, what a place. It was magical. And this film is done, it's uploaded, it's ready to go. So that's out on the 23rd of October, 5:30 p.m. No, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. So make sure your alarms are set. It's in the diary. Get some snacks, get some popcorn, salty or sweet. I don't mind. Do your jam. Have some jam. Jam's great as well. And it's my first documentary film being back online, which is super exciting as well. And then obviously, finally, it's just the store. So I had fully out of stock on various sizes of the black classic Stay Wild t-shirts and the organic hoodies that I sell. They are all back in stock for Christmas. So I just really want to encourage you to get your orders in, because postage is a nightmare. It's really expensive. It takes a long time. Sorry, Royal Mail, but you deliver my mail, but I'm not convinced you're doing it greatly, because but it's there's so much work going on my part to continuously offer these products. All of the money helps fund what I'm doing in terms of getting this message out there through different stories. And yeah, I'd really like to just extend that offer. If you'd like to order something for Christmas, now's the time to get it in, because it is in stock. I am in country and I've just fully updated the stock. So I've shared the link on the side. I'll share it one more time here. So that's obviously a really cool way to support my work. And then the final way, if you don't want to buy anything and you don't want to put any monetary value in, that's not a problem at all. Everything I offer is free. That's where and I will keep it free, because I believe this message needs to be accessible for everybody. So it's always going to be for free on YouTube. It's just the bonus stuff that you can pay for. But if you can ensure that you're subscribed, that you've clicked the bell next to the subscription button, because that means you get notifications when I upload, which means you're more likely to see a video, or when I go live. And if you can, sorry, I just saw Tyron donated. That's super cool. I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you, my friend. Honored, humbled. Woo. Back to the thing. Click like on that video, because that's going to again help it with the whole YouTube algorithm be viewed more and people see it and then reach more people. And finally, if you can proactively share either a screenshot of you watching that video, a picture of you watching that video, or the literal link to that video or any of my other videos or my channel, it's going to really, really, really help get my content out there. And that would just be amazing. And I'd be so grateful as a gift back to me for all the work that I'm putting into these videos. So thank you. And thank you for being here. So I just really wanted to jump back online live from my van, mildly heating up, and just share what I've been up to, and share my personality, and share my character, and share some of the smiles that I'm really feeling towards the season, and share the gratitude for you guys for being here. And literally just by watching these videos, it makes a massive difference. So thank you. Let's not go into too much depth, because I know that some people don't like emotions, but thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrolly right the way back up to the top. It's going to make it look like I'm staring through you. I'm not. Hello. I'm just going to look for the capital letters and have a quick read through and see if I can answer any questions that you guys have asked. So if you have any questions about the season, please ask on the side. If you want to get your orders in, now's a great time to do it, so you don't have to watch me weirdly staring through you. Yeah, let's go. Just ordered one. Thank you, Rachel. I think she already left, but that's fine. Hi, David. I hope you're well. So English, Tony. Love the plum colour. Thank you, Cat Bells. Good name. What is going on? Yeah, it is that light. James, your light's dodgy. Your colour colour challenge. Plum looks bright yellow. Well, that's kind of exciting, Ian. Maybe we need to do a bright yellow and then you can have plum. Is that how that works? I don't know, but bright yellow. It's good. Good to hear a lot of you guys have had the sunshine. That's super cool. Thank you to every single one of you guys who has placed your order. That's fantastic. Thank you, Izzy, as well, for asking how Bobby is. Super nice. And Karen for saying hi to him. Yasmin, yes, indeed. Sky is beautiful. Can only agree with you there. Let's have a look. Scrolling through. Oh, now we're on to the duvet. Moo! Yeah, it is a moo. That's kind of fun. Oh, Gabby! We met Gabby! Oh, that's nice. So Gabby commented on the side. Gabby was a wonderful lady that I met on the train to Abisko. I thought I was going to see you on the trail, Gabby. Where did you go? Oh, I'd love to reconnect with you. If you can drop me a message on some kind of platform, I'd love to hear about how your trail was. Please, please, please. Angela, did you meet any friends on the borders? I hope you did. Oh, now everyone's telling me the age. That's very exciting. Did someone just say there? Oh, Phil 199. Well done. Thank you for sharing all of that, guys. That's super cute. Are seals cuter than Highland cows? God, I'm thinking about this. Well done, you shut me up. I think I like who's best because they're on the land and I can access them at all times. Right. Hello, people in Alaska. That's super cool. Right, I'm going to be a bit more speedy because, yeah, this is all the embarrassing time where I said that Mont Blanc was the highest mountain in Africa. Let's skip through that. That didn't happen. Delete. Thank you for all the doggy loves. Scrolly. Here we go. Have you ever looked into doing the Southern Upland Way? Yes, I have looked into doing the Southern Upland Way. I just haven't done it yet. There are limited daylight hours in my life. But yeah, I would love to do that. So the Southern Upland Way is a trail that goes across Scotland. Actually, a good friend of mine, Anne, who you've probably seen in some videos most recently, Hadrian's Wall. Oh my gosh, the tree that was cut down. Help. Like, that was harrowing to hear about. She did it and she said it was very wet, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it. So, oh yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony and I were talking about chili jam and halloumi, which is a fantastic trail fuel, if you're wondering. So strongly recommend that at all times and hours of the day. Even though I'm vegan most of the time, halloumi does slip in, and chili jam of a not too bland flavor. Yeah. Question. Sorry, that was random. How do you build the confidence to go on these amazing walks solo? My friend, the question is, how do I build the confidence to interact with people? That is my challenge. It's not the solo hiking. You know, I have my obstacles, wild camping and that, like, it can be quite difficult. I do struggle with my mind. I've gone through a lot there. What I would really recommend is if you go onto my channel and you actually search wild camping, I've made a concerted effort in the last couple of years to face that fear with wild camps locally, wild camps in the Lake District, videos on how I'm working on my wild camping, just like the water. And I'm sharing that journey. And to be honest, then when I was in Sweden, there's Allemanstarten. Did I butcher that? Possibly. But basically all man's land. So you're allowed to camp anywhere. And I didn't want to feel afraid because I was allowed to be there. And it was really interesting to see that difference between how I feel in the UK versus how I felt out in Sweden. Bearing in mind there's bears and stuff. But yeah. Oh, hang on. Go away. YouTube telling me it's going to put ads on. No. So it's a big, long thing. But essentially I've started small and I've done everything I talk about. Start local, start small, talk to people, go with people. Look at what my fear is. Why am I scared? What do I want to achieve on the other side of the fear? Can I achieve that? And so on and so forth. But there's a few things on my channel there. And yeah, I think that's a really great question. I might go into that in a bit more detail at some point. So thank you for asking that question. How is Anna? I missed the Abbie and Anna show. Oh, hang on. It was so funny and unscripted. It certainly was unscripted. Anna's doing really good. She's off adventuring at the moment, but she's very well. So thank you so much for asking. Yeah, and I don't know about the Abbie and Anna show. I think that's definitely on pause for the long-term future. Just trying to get a bit more balance between sort of personal life and work life. But it was really good to share those videos, and I'm glad you've enjoyed them. So thank you, Paul. All right, let's get to these last few questions, and then it's time to wrap up because of my car parking. Ellie, question: would you think about doing a group walk in Scotland? Yes, I would, Ellie. Definitely hope to do more walks up in Scotland. Particularly when I'm traveling up there with other things on the mission. I live in the southwest of the UK, so it's a solid like 8, 9, 10 hours journey. So it would be more of a possibly even an overnighter thing, maybe introduction to camping, something like that. But I'm really, really excited for next year. Like, I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to have events happen this year. The space is very easily going to be filled by other jobs and tasks. But next year, I do hope to do events like this, such as, yeah, like getting into wild camping or just getting into camping itself and what to take on a trip or an expedition, and planning and bushcraft and just togetherness. Like, that is the most rewarding thing out of all of these events, is just the togetherness. So yeah, stay tuned for more with that. All right, last couple of things. Thank you, Brendan. That's really kind of you. I thought I just saw more. I did. What's your next adventure? I'm just continuing diving, and to be honest, my adventure is working through my pain and migraines to edit these films. It's not very easy for me. So yeah, that's really where I'm up to. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm doing my very best to be based at home and actually, you know, share these stuff with you. So yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, hopefully I won't get a ticket, Rosa. I think I won't. You usually get 2 hours. So yeah, time to crack on. But folks, like, listen, I think this is the point to wrap this up. I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who's already ordered your t-shirt. So I forgot to say, crucial point of information. The goal is that I'm doing a limited edition of different colors every shoulder season. So spring, summer, autumn, winter. And when you can prove to me with a photo that you have 5 different colors, I'm going to be offering rewards. I'm talking kit, I'm talking this, that, and the other, t-shirts, exclusive stuff, really exciting. So this is the 3rd color. So you have the black classic Stay Wild t-shirts, which are always in stock, unless they're not, because people have bought them. So get that as well if you don't have one of those. They are much loved. They're completely international. It's amazing the places people send me photos of where they're wearing those t-shirts. So please, if you have won one of my t-shirts, tag me, Abbie Barnes Wild, on any of the socials. I'd love to see what you've been up to this season. So I had electric orange as well as a t-shirt color, and this is the 3rd color. So this is plum. In spring, I'm going to be launching a new color. And I just want to say, with all of my products, the goal is that when we go, they go. So I do my very best to source ethical, make local, print by hand, and ship by hand. Except I'm not literally rowing the boat and driving the vehicle, but, you know, packaging and biodegradable packaging, and just do the very best that I can to offer merchandise and stuff that isn't going to cost the earth. So yeah, it's an investment piece. I really hope that you like them. The feedback I'm getting is just constantly positive. There's nothing but love put into this stuff, and I really hope that when you open up your package that you feel that love through the postcard, through the product, and you can just take that love with you on the adventures that you go on, or even if it's just working at the desk and you just need that bit of love and motivation and support to know that, like, I see you on your journey in life, the hard work that you're putting in, the bravery that you're showing. It's amazing. Like, we all have a story, we're all on a journey, and we are in this together, whether we think or feel it. We are. And yeah, just by being here, it shows to me that you're genuine, lovely people. So thank you. And yeah, if you are waiting to get one of these, I really want to encourage you, don't wait too long. Yeah, some of the numbers that I've been able to order are single figure. So yeah, just do get your order in, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And if there is enough demand, then I might potentially put another very small order through, because I really was limited to do this order. But anyway, whatever. That's enough from me. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's officially launched. Woohoo! The red tape is snip, snap, snopped. That was fun to say. Is that a thing? Because I just made that up and I'm using that. Thanks, that's mine. Yeah, and there's going to be so much more fun on this channel, on my socials. So your to-do list is share something from my channel in whatever way you possibly can. Tag me in some kind of post with you and my merch. I'd love to see what you've been up to. Join my Patreon if you can. Don't worry if you can't. That's fine, but please join. Subscribe to my newsletter if you're not on social media, because I'll try and be keeping you guys up to date separately with what's going on. And then if you are on socials, Instagram is my main platform and Facebook is secondary. But yeah, would love to see you guys joining. Thank you for being fantastic company and people, and life is great. I really hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Set your intentions, share the smiles, and no matter what comes your way, just share the love, you know, because that's really what counts. I'm getting a message. I'm just going to check, because sometimes helpful people tell me things. Okay, no, it's fine. That's not helpful. Big love to you all. Look after yourselves, and until next time, which is tomorrow, stay wild. Cool. I butchered that. Always. That's my style. Thank you, people. Bye.